Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.
Hello, I'm Tony Brooks, and this is Agri Arkansas. The history of the Arkansas State Fair dates back as far as 1868. That year, the Arkansas State Agricultural and Mechanical Association held a four-day event at the end of Center Street in Little Rock. In the years since, the State Fair moved around quite a bit from North Little Rock to Hot Springs before eventually settling in its current location in 1945. Since the beginning, agriculture has played a major role in the State Fair. So let's take a closer look now at agriculture in the Arkansas State Fair.
Welcome everybody, it's good to see you again. You're going to get a look at the finest livestock in the state of Arkansas, handled, owned, and shown by the finest young people in the state of Arkansas.
And the whole of the brave.
1905, here to get out, going off. 19,000.
State fairs were actually started as all agriculture, and that farmers would come in and bring in their crops that they've exhibited, their animals that they exhibited, the best that they had, and compete against other people all across the state to try to see which person could raise the best agricultural product.
So it's over right over here, $19,000 right there. That is Mr. Beach, Mr. Beach right there, the Arkansas Farm Bureau.
Well, it starts in the counties. In my county, my kids, my grandkids have shown in the county, and that's where it's a learning experience. We want to get them in as early as we can and get them interested in the fair, interested in showing animals, and interested in agriculture altogether. They go on from there and they go to district fair. Same aspect there, they show their animals there in enter different events, and then they work up to the state fair. So it starts in the county, district, and state, and it's something that teaches those kids, and they really look forward to going to these shows.
I've been coming to the state fair and showing since I was 9, but I've been here longer than that. Ever since I was a baby, I've been in the barns and everything. This is really a lot of fun. I get to learn a lot of things, that I'll keep with me a long time. And me and my family always says, it's not really about winning up here, but you meet so many interesting people along the way.
I started showing when I was my daughter's age, 9, and since 1985, I've always come to the state fair. We've seen a lot of changes here, and now that I've came as an exhibitor, I've came as an ag teacher, bringing students, and now I'm getting to come as a dad, so I'm getting to bring my kids to the Arkansas State Fair. Well, my daughter's, her best result, she hopes she wins a purple circle at the deal. It's a good day for me if we meet some other cattlemen and make some contacts and get to sell some cattle out of the deal.
We have poultry, we have rabbits, ducks, and chickens, and geese, market animals, which are hogs, goats, lambs, and sheep, and the steers. We have dairy goats, we have breeding beef, and so we have English, exotic, and American species of beef. So we show in 3 different splits. So the winners of the market divisions, all of these animals are brought into the show ring, and we actually go out during the year. We have a blue ribbon campaign that works very hard raising money for these kids, and we have an auction, and we run a certain number of animals per species through the ring, and these animals are sold.
Sold it right over here, 6,500.
So like in the market hogs, we sell 6 hogs in the sale, and then we have 20 kids that get scholarships. So in each species, you have some that sell and some that get scholarships. A lot of them will pay expenses because feeding these animals is not cheap. Show pigs, you can buy a show pig, you may pay $200, you may pay $2,000. The feed that we feed is like $26 a sack, so it's a very expensive ordeal for these kids to go through. And also, a lot of them put it back to buy animals for next year, or they put it back for college.
It takes a lot of hard work to get ready for today, but we take care of our poultry every day. They get fresh food and water every day. But to get here specifically and get poultry ready, I just make sure everybody is clean and healthy and happy, and then we get here and we hopefully do well. I just love showing, and I love poultry in particular. I've always loved poultry, like this breed of poultry, a Cochin. We've raised them for 13 years, so I've been raised with poultry for all of my life.
I do this because I enjoy doing it. I have done it as long as I can remember because my sister started it, and then my brother started goats and chickens, and then I was born into it.
I've been showing poultry since I was 2. First breed was Cochins, and then it spiraled down to all the other breeds I have. I just have a love for the industry. It's so much fun to be able to take a project, take some birds, and to you play with it. It's a science project. You take, this bird might be shorter back, this one might have too much cushion, and you breed for a better bird. The whole point is to have the best bird in the show, and it's just a lot of fun being able to take something in your own hands and make it and do well with it.
For each breed that is shown here at the fair, there is a very specific description of what that bird is supposed to look like, what its eye color is, what its beak is supposed to look like, the shape of the head, the type of the comb, the feather pattern that's on the birds, how they carry their wings, up or tight, or the tail angle, whether it's long or short. So there's very, very descriptive of that. So it's very detailed. There's a lot of information in there that the judges have to know. At the Arkansas State Fair, part of it, a lot of people think the rides and the carnivals and midway, but really, in my opinion, the animals, the agriculture part of it is very important. It gives us an opportunity to educate. There's a lot of education that goes on this week, and some of the questions we get are kind of astonishing to us, but it's because, we have been raised around this and everybody hasn't, and so it gives people from the inner city or wherever a chance to come and see, whether it be pigs or sheep or whatever, or chickens hatching, and then ask questions and learn about what's going on in agriculture.
For those of us involved in agriculture, this is what we really hold true to heart, and we try to expound out, that this is where everything comes from. Everything you deal with in your day-to-day life comes from agriculture. It's almost impossible to find a job that does not deal in agriculture product in some way, form, or fashion. So for somebody to come in who's never seen an agricultural product in the raw like we have here, it's an enlightening experience. A lot of people think that meat comes from a grocery store. Maybe where it's bought at, but that's not true. As you walk through the farm animals down here in the barns, this is where the product originates. For the kids that are involved, they understand this very well because they know that their product is an end product. For people that come in off the streets, we hope to educate them to show them that we do an excellent job in raising our animals. We do not treat our animals cruelly, unfairly, because this is what the livelihood of a lot of these people, a lot of our farmers, this is it. This is how they make their income.
What we do here is for the kids. It's not for the ag teachers, or it's not for the state fair or anybody else. What we do is for the kids. And the more kids that we can get involved, the better we are.
Later in our program, we'll talk more about the State Fair with Ralph Shoptaw, the president and general manager with the Arkansas Livestock Show Association. But first, the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance has a mission to relieve hunger in the natural state. We recently spent a Saturday morning with them at their Turnip for Hunger event. Take a look.
We're here in southwest Little Rock at the Western Hills Hunger Garden, and we're gleaning the turnip and greens crop.
Well, gleaning is actually a biblical term.
Is it heavy? You want me to carry it?
Just talk about it in the Bible, where we're instructed to leave the edges for the poor. The Arkansas Gleaning Project partners with farmers all over the state, and when they're finished with their harvests, we go in and pick what's left for the charitable food distribution system. So far this year, we're over 1.9 million pounds. And since we started the program in 2008, we've rescued over 8.5 million pounds of food. And I say rescued because this food would have been plowed under. It would have been turned back to the earth, but now we're getting to feed this healthy, nutritious food to people who need it.
It's been great weather. The turnips greens are wet, and it's a little cool this morning, but not bad. I found out about this by looking at Facebook, and I've done other gleanings with the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance, so I'm on a list too.
Hunger in Arkansas is a long-standing issue. We have over 19% of households in Arkansas that are considered food insecure, which means that at least sometime during the year, they were not able to put enough food on the table for their families. And probably the most disturbing figure, for me at least, and for most people, is that over 26% of Arkansas children are considered food insecure, and that is just unacceptable.
It's in the City of Little Rock Parks and Recreation. They allow us to plant hunger gardens in what used to be a golf course. So now it's utilized to help feed the hungry. So we have 3 plots, and several times a year volunteers gather to help feed Arkansans in need.
My hands are so cold.
We have the greatest volunteers that come out to help us glean fresh produce that will go to help feed Arkansas's hungry, and they do it consistently and joyfully, and we are so glad to have them.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, you're kind of bending over. It gets to your back after a while, but I'm not really even thinking about, you know, how difficult the work is. It's really not that bad. Turnips are pretty easy, spot the big ones. But, you know, it's always worth it knowing, you know, that this food is going to people that really need it and are, you know, having trouble providing for themselves. And I'm in a fortunate enough position to be able to spend some extra time, you know, doing this for no personal benefit, other than knowing that I'm helping somebody.
Our mission is to increase access to nutritious food for low-income families that cannot necessarily afford to buy an entire month's worth of food. So we're about increasing access to healthy food, to nutritious food.
I woke up at 6:30. It's still dark, so I really wanted to do it. You know, to get up in the dark on a Saturday morning is, you have to want to do something.
Turnips are a great source of fiber and a lot of good vitamins. Some people think they're stinky, but other people love them. I don't personally know how to cook them, but I can find you someone that does.
What do you know about cooking turnips? Can you talk to me about that?
Just what my grandma told me. Let's boil them up and put some butter, salt, and pepper on them. They're good. They're good. Smash them up like some mashed potatoes.
When we started this program in 2008, you know, with Arkansas being an agricultural state, we thought this was going to be, you know, a never-ending supply of food, at least during season. What we have found is, though, when you say Arkansas is an agricultural state, it's rice, soybeans, and cotton, things we export. The kind of food that we eat, like we're picking here today, is very seasonal and not nearly as widely grown. Even though we have rescued over 8.5 million pounds and are very proud of that, our original goal was to reach 5 million pounds per summer by 2020, and it's kind of plateaued. We do between 1.5 million and 2 million pounds a year. So we're working on that.
I woke up at 6:30 this morning, and it's Saturday. And the reason I woke up early is so I can have time to eat breakfast and get ready to go to pick up turnips. It makes me feel kind of happy because I'm helping people that need food. Like if they're small, then leave them in the ground, but if they're like big, then you can pick them up and put them in a bag. The bags get heavy, a little heavy, and then once you get done, you put the bags over there near the truck so the guy could put them in there. I'm out here today working hard, and it kind of makes me happy. So I'm helping and not just sitting around home playing video games and stuff.
This is the harvest season which is leading up to Thanksgiving. And so we are very thankful for our volunteers. And after Thanksgiving, there will be Giving Tuesday, which is an opportunity for people to support organizations like the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance that will help us continue this work that we do. People who would like to have volunteer opportunities can always check our website, arhungeralliance.org. We have upcoming events listed, and you'll also find our donate page. So if you want to support our work, we encourage you to donate and give us a hand.
Michelle Shope, the Director of Food Sourcing and Logistics with the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance, will be here shortly to talk about ways you can get involved with hunger relief in Arkansas. Community gardens are all over the state. On a recent visit to Butterfield Trail Village, a life care retirement community in Fayetteville, we found the residents there enjoying the hard work and the bounty from their own garden.
We're here in northwest Arkansas. This is Fayetteville, Arkansas, and this is the community garden of Butterfield Trail Village. This garden was set up so that the occupants of the village that wanted to have a garden would have access to one. I have 13 plots. Each of them are 4 feet by 50 feet long. I'm cleaning up my tomatoes right now. I have about 6 rows, 50 feet long, of a German radish variety called Parat. This is a cool weather radish. It's called Parat, P-A-R-A-T. I think it originally came from Germany. It does very nicely in cold weather or cool weather. It takes about 28 days to mature. It gets to be a good size. It's a red round radish. It'll get up to about the size of a golf ball and never get pithy. It tolerates the cool fall temperatures that we have here in Arkansas much better than other varieties I've used. It's also a good early spring radish. We have approximately 400 residents here. The ladies outnumber the gentlemen by about 2 to 1. I go ahead and I plant primarily for the kitchen. We have our own kitchen here at Butterfield, so I try to provide as much as I can. In the spring, I'll have several thousand green onions, but when you think about 400 residents, that only comes up to 5 or 6, 7 onions apiece. So I don't think I'm putting any green grocer out of business. I think that gardening has benefited my outlook. It's always something to look forward to in anticipation. Also, it's a degree of fitness. I don't have to run around the block or do calisthenics. I have my own athletic program right out here. And when you bend over and you're pulling weeds or taking up produce, you get a lot of good exercise, and your hamstrings and your glutes will let you know that you've been busy. No, but I certainly do recommend that anybody that has a garden plot or a place where they could have a garden to try to establish one and enjoy the bounty off of their own yard. We have so much raw material. We don't need a lot of fertilizer. You don't need a lot of tools. You can sheet compost, run your leaves through a lawnmower, put them down the row, and then in the spring, pull them back, put in your seeds, and the soil will take care of you.
The soil will take care of you indeed. Joining us now is Ralph Shoptaw, the president and general manager with the Arkansas Livestock Show Association, and Michelle Shope, the director of food sourcing and logistics with the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance. Ralph, we're going to start with you. We were talking about how the competition goes from county to district to state, but you added something that I didn't understand, how livestock began in Arkansas at these fairs.
Well, of course, fairs started, hundreds of years ago, so, but the state fair, our state fair where it is today, started in the 30s, in the late 30s. And kind of where the livestock show started was, but when a group of individuals led by Colonel T.H. Barton, and Senator Clyde Byrd, they saw a need to teach people about livestock because the farmers are so dependent on cotton, and cotton prices have gotten so low, and a lot of farmers are going broke, and especially down the Delta. And so they got a group of people together and met in the Marion Hotel in downtown Little Rock and said, we're going to teach people about livestock. And so they formed an organization called the Arkansas Livestock Show Association. And from there, then they started having they needed a place to show these livestock and teach farmers, So it was kind of a culmination of bringing farmers together in one location, and that happened to be in Little Rock at the present location where it is today, and to teach farmers about livestock.
Well, the participants talk a lot about having the chance at the state fair to meet other people in the livestock business, and for new producers, this has got to be a great classroom.
Oh yeah, the young people, the youth in Arkansas that are involved in livestock, whether it be a steer or a pig or a goat, lamb, whatever it is, first of all, it's a gathering place for them. It's a place for them. It's a camaraderie type thing. They like to get together. They like to compete. It teaches them a lot about competition. But at home, it takes them a year to prepare an animal for showing at the Arkansas State Fair.
We saw in that segment that a portion of every species at the fair is sold at auction, and these are some of the top breeds. Do the people that purchase these, are they buying them for breeding stock, or?
Well, they're primarily for competition. They'll buy an animal and they can pay quite a bit of money for an animal. A steer is very expensive.
We saw in that piece.
Yeah. So what they do is there are only 25 kids that actually make our market sale, but and they're different species, and those kids will come and compete. First of all, they show at their county fair, and then they show at the district fair. But I kind of call it the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They get to the Super Bowl of the fairs, which is the Arkansas State Fair. They show at the state fair, but then they try to get this animal in the market sale, and we call that our sale of champions. And if they can get to that point, then they can recoup some of the money that they've been out all this year raising that animal.
Can you tell me more about the Blue Ribbon campaign for raising money?
The Blue Ribbon campaign is, of course, started from our junior livestock sale, but we started a campaign a couple of years ago, and we called it the Blue Ribbon campaign, and we go out and raise money for this sale. And the kids that don't, we raise money from local businesses, from corporations and individuals. And this past year, we raised about $160,000 that went into this pot, and part of that money goes into the top champions and the reserve champions, and then the rest of the money goes towards scholarships on the ones that didn't quite make it to the championship.
Great program. 4-H involvement?
4-H is huge. All the youth that show at the Arkansas State Fair are either 4-H or FFA. And there are 140,000 4-H'ers in Arkansas.
That's fantastic.
And about 30,000 FFA. So it's a huge part of what we do.
Very good. Michelle, I want to move over to you. The Arkansas Gleaning Project is one of 5 programs really under the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance. Is that correct?
That's correct. Tony, the Arkansas Hunger Relief Alliance is a state association for food banks and pantries and individuals interested in hunger relief. We have the Arkansas Gleaning Project, which helps get healthy, nutritious food for Arkansans in need, but also Cooking Matters and Cooking Matters at the store that helps them know what to do with that food and then how to shop healthy on a budget. We also have a team of staff and volunteers that go out and help people with SNAP applications.
Fantastic. Some really sobering statistics here about Arkansans that suffer from food insecurity. I had no idea that the numbers were that high.
19.7%, that's almost 1 in 5 of our friends and neighbors that don't always know when their next meal is coming from. Food insecurity, if you look at that definition, it's about having enough food every day for a healthy, active lifestyle.
And this food that's gathered, how is it distributed throughout the state?
Well, the Arkansas Gleaning Project, the Alliance has partner food banks, actually founding members throughout the state. We have 6 Feeding America food banks, 1 independent food bank, that they serve over 800 feeding agencies in all 75 counties of Arkansas.
That's wonderful. And I was looking at this piece and these wonderful volunteers you have, especially the children that come out and work in the gleaning. But you also have a relationship with the Department of Corrections, and that has proven to be very rewarding.
It has. The Gleaning Project has been, popular enough that it's been very hard for volunteers to keep up with. So we've done over 1.9 million pounds this season alone.
Wow.
So the Arkansas Department of Correction, the regional maintenance crews, come out and help, and they actually pick over 80% of the product that we get.
And that's got to be a good feeling for them to be doing something that...
It is. Tony, I have not met an inmate yet that didn't know what a food pantry was. And, when we tell them what we're doing today, it really gives them a sense of accomplishment, knowing that they could be helping their family.
Okay. Got about a minute left. If someone wants to help, whether it be with a contribution, helping in the Gleaning Project, if they've got a home garden, how do they go about helping you?
Tony, your home garden, if you have excess produce, all you have to do is give us a call. We're going to find you a feeding agency in your community so that food stays right there and helps your neighbors. If you want to volunteer, visit our website or give us a call at any time. And also you can find our donate page on our website.
Very good.
The Arkansas Gleaning Project operates for less than 4 cents a pound.
That's fantastic. I wish we had more time, but we're out of time. Thank you both for being here.
Thank
we
you.
hope to have
Thank
you
you,
back again sometime. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Agri Arkansas.
Major funding for this program provided by the Moving Image Trust Fund. Additional funding for this program provided by the Arkansas Agriculture Department.